Yeah. Welcome to Divine Honey Podcast. I'm your host, your friend, Tamika Johnson.
And I'm your other host, little bro, TJ Butter. Get with me.
If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This show is about human experiences. This includes thought provoking conversations and our Divine Honey guests sharing stories about love, life, journey, and purpose. If you're watching live or on the replay and you feel inspired, show some love in the chat. This is your inspirational podcast.
Yeah.
What up, brother?
What's happening? What's happening?
How have you been?
Uh, Tired, bruh. That working out, man, it's hard, bruh. It's hard. Tired. But we doing all right, man. We maintaining. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Regulating. Staying above water. You know what I mean? Not drowning. So we good. God got me. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. It is, what is it, like in the 60s here, high 60s.
What?
So I plan to get out and about a little bit today because I'm going on a trip in a month. So maybe I need to start doing a little shopping for it?
I don't know, actually. Why do you need to shop? They never seen you in Hawaii before.
You need new clothes. You need vacation clothes.
I was
What?
watching this. I was watching this thing. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, why do people just go and buy new stuff? Ain't nobody ever seen them where they going, so everything could be new.
Because it makes you feel good. You want to be fresh. You want to be new. And then also, I need to go clothes shopping. Like, I got rid of a lot of clothes. So it's like a birthday treat to myself as well.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah. And then last week I went, and every year I get myself a purse, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I got me a Kate Spade purse, and I have a Marc Jacobs purse, but it's a detachable strap. You can take the straps off, but I went and bought like the other strap that goes with it to switch out the straps. So that was my treat to myself. And then also I went into Zales because I said that I want to start buying myself jewelry. I didn't buy it. I'm gonna buy it for Christmas. But I think I'm gonna get a tennis bracelet.
What's that, like 1,500? Like it's more like five
Well,
bands.
there was one that was like 23, but no. But then there was one for 1,000.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I
So
mean,
that'll be
it's
like,
real. Shit,
yes. So that'll be a Christmas gift to myself. But I just got to scope it out.
I dig it.
But we're headed into Pisces season. Me and Kingston's birthday.
It's close. It's almost upon us.
It is, and I'm loving it. And he's gonna be 4. So again, if Bree could have just held him in for one more day,
Shit,
his
he was
birthday
already
would.
late on the 15th.
He was born on the 16th. He'd be 16th. I'd be 17th, and Mom's
I'm
18th.
saying he was already a week late, bro.
I know. I know.
You were supposed to have him on the 8th. Well,
Well,
she
he
was.
does
I
what he
said we were.
wants. He
All
does
right,
what
he
he
does.
wants.
That's a fact, and that's still right now happening.
Well, I feel like it's been a while since we've last been back. We
It's
did
been
a
a week,
couple
bro.
pre-records. Yeah, because we did pre-record, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a little minute. Timmy was running us a little late today, but it's okay.
Hey, them technical difficulties, man. It's hard out here, man. One computer to another computer, but we pick it up and rumble with it, face adversity, and overcome it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, how was your Valentine's Day?
Shit, it was cool. Kingston got sick about 11:30 at night,
Oh,
but we went to Lachelle's and then went to the Captain America movie.
how was Captain America?
It was dope. There were some
Nice.
scenes in there that was touching my spirit a lot.
Do
Anthony
share.
Mackie's a real one. Now I was just talking about the platform that he holds as Captain America. You know what I'm saying? And it could have been a double entendre, but that's just how I took it, as it was a double meaning, where
Hmm.
he's like, there's pressure in being Captain America, and then there's pressure in being like a black Captain America, because that's never happened. So like now everybody's viewing me as this person, but then also viewing me as this person as well. So I got to be double perfect in the light that I have and the platform that I have now. So I thought it was super powerful and very profound.
Well, this is a very perfect time to kick off what our title is about, Black History Month,
Yes, sir.
Black Excellence Month.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. So I guess let's start off with Super Bowl because, I mean, that represents a lot of Black excellence. And
Yeah, I went
so,
back and like listened to like everything like what it meant for and stood for, because it was very powerful. Like just watching it, but then like when you're around everybody, you can't really take it all in. So then you got to do a recap of it. Yeah, it was
mhm,
super dope. All black folks dancing to it, which was dope. You got Uncle Sam, Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That has a meaning. Um, the flag of all black folks. America was built on black. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
He even says that we are the culture in it. You know what I'm saying? We're
mhm.
influence of all the things in it. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was Kendrick is the guy for doing that for sure because it's dope.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too, representing the flag. We are American. This is our country, built it.
Hey,
It
my
don't.
camera just went out, bro. I'm sorry. I don't even know how.
Oh no, Tim's having issues. Let me get him back in here. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, but my camera it just gave me a message on there saying that the internet browser isn't supporting my camera.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna talk to you without a camera. Oh, good grief. Yes, Bree just wrote, y'all having all the issues. Yes, we are, but we're still here.
Hey, we still here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Um, yeah, I like the representation of the flag. I liked Uncle Samuel L. Jackson was perfect. Uncle Sam, um, just representing like kind of like representing the government, what's put on us, what we're supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not supposed to speak up, you know, not being your authentic self. Kind of what I took from it, just, you have to be the best. You know how, I don't know if you experienced this, but when I was like growing up, they're like, oh, you got to act right. Don't show out in front of these white people. Stuff like that. Did you ever get that, or was that just my part of the generation? I got a lot of that.
No, I got it too.
Okay, I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of just staying in your place, pretty much.
But you got to think like truly, and that's one thing that like is hard to be explained
Mm-hmm.
for folks that aren't like a part of it or been in it. It's hard to like explain that to others because our family, our parent, what I'm saying, our parents were alive during the civil rights movement when it was heavy racism.
Mm-hmm.
Mom's told stories about her school experience and what that looked like. She grew up in it.
In it, heavy segregation,
Yeah,
heavy
so
racism.
it's crazy because people be thinking that stuff is immense, but this shit was only like 50 years ago.
Right. The civil
60 years
rights
ago.
took place during like 1954 to like that stretch of 1968.
Yeah.
And there was multiple things that happened in that. There were several marches, the Freedom Riders, busing, a lot of things.
Right.
So,
Right.
and it's not that long ago. And then some of those things, voter suppression, some of it is still going on now.
Yeah,
It
it's
just looks
just
different.
concealing it a little bit better. Well, a
Yeah.
lot better. I mean, it's not so much like the let me retract. So it's I don't my own opinion, obviously people will disagree, can
Mm-hmm.
disagree. I don't know if it's so much the system anymore, but it's the folks that are in the system. And I'm talking about like Fortune 500 companies. I'm talking about
Mm.
if you look at all of every place of business that we work, like and I'll speak for Iowa, it's 90% white. It might look different in Arizona. It might look different. It does look different in other places of states, but in all of the leadership positions in the state of Iowa, it's all white folks that are in the
Mhm.
leadership positions. And state
And
government specifically, it's like all white women.
hmm. And how much of their biases, you know what I'm saying, takes
Yeah, that's what I'm
from
saying.
them?
So that's why I was like, I don't know if, because we talk about systemic racism and all of those things. I don't
Mhm.
know. There probably is that, and I'm not going to say that it's not a thing, but I think it's more of like the racial bias that's at play because those folks that are in leadership aren't willing to change or create different hiring practices, which the DEI stuff just went through for executive
Mhm.
order to hire based off merit. And
Mhm.
when you do stuff based off merit, who are the folks that, you know, are directly impacted by that?
Right.
Folks of
So,
color. Because we don't even
right.
get the DEI stuff from the corporation and the hiring practices at least gave us an opportunity to get the callback. Now you still might not get hired, but now you got a higher chance of getting the callback versus based off merit. Because if you put, and this is just a study from 2015, so this is like 10 years ago. If you
Mhm.
put the resumes right next to each other, a highly qualified white person, a highly qualified black person, they're the same on paper. You take the name, that would be the only way that you take the names off the resumes, and then they
Mhm.
just make the call based off having A and B resumes. But now when we add the name to it, that's a variable. We add the color of skin, now that's a variable.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So those are all marks that go against us until people are ready to really have those conversations about the subconscious, because a lot of those things are more subconscious. There are overt racist people for sure,
For
100%.
sure.
But I think there's a lot of subconscious stuff because even sometimes, like, think about when you're walking down the street, what I'm saying, in the dark, and you see someone of color. Sometimes I get a little freaked out by that. You dig what I'm saying? So there's still some of that within all of us, but if we're not
Mhm.
willing to have the conversation and get to know each other on like a human level, where
Mhm.
we to come to find out that we have more stuff that's in relation and relatable to each other, but because we're so distracted by the color of our skin, we can't get nowhere.
So there's a question I want to ask you. You said when walking down the street, someone could be, afraid when they
Hmm.
see a person of color, and you said you have been freaked out. Explain that because you're also, a black man. So
Yeah.
where does that come from?
Well, that's like the subconscious. So like
Mhm.
we think about let's talk about movie roles, right? So we already know as a whole, like if we glance across the whole United States of America, it's probably,
Mhm.
and I don't have the numbers in front of me. We're just throwing numbers out there. There's no actual fact to what I'm saying because I don't. Did my junk just die? Oh my
What?
gosh.
No, you're still here.
What is going on with my computer?
They don't want us to do the Lord's work.
Bro, what is going on right now?
I can still hear you.
Okay, like all my screens just went black.
Oh.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, now we're back. But anywho, so like, oh, it needs to be restarted. That's why it's acting up. All right, so we go to movies, right?
Uh-huh.
Actually, I was talking about the numbers. So if we go across the United States, what United States is probably like 60-70% white, right?
Yes. I don't know. We can play with those numbers.
We'll play with that,
Probably.
right? Black
Yeah.
folks probably take up, we'll say 15%. Latino folks take up 15%. So we're at 90, and then you got 10% to do like whatever to sprinkle in all the other races that come into the U.S.
Mhm.
When we go to the movies where you have movies where black people are either playing a gay role, a drug dealer, or a thug of some kind, right?
Mhm.
You get on social media. What do you have all the black and brown peoples portraying? Gangsters and thugs, criminals. So now that programs us socially to then when we come into real life, we see it. So then you
Mhm.
kind of get freaked out by it because I've been trained, my brain has been trained to view this as such. Now to that, there's always a solution. You have to work hard to break that programming down. And
Right.
that's a choice to do that. So when we were talking about like systemic racism, things like that, we're talking about our leaderships and hiring practices. If you aren't doing those things every day to create the awareness around it, you're becoming part of the problem.
Yeah. I don't, another thing, I think it's hard to change people's minds, right? I mean, I think the education should be there, I, and keep having the conversation, right? But things have to change with the laws and who is in power in certain spaces. Example, in the medical field, you know what I mean?
The
Um,
disparities in the medical field are crazy.
Crazy, yes, yes. Obviously, in our school system, and just getting more, basically people of color. But how do we? We're trying, we're doing it, but we need more.
Yeah, because I even wonder like if we go to Atlanta, I would love to see what Atlanta's numbers look like because
Hmm.
there's a lot of thriving Black professionals in Atlanta.
A lot. That is chocolate
So like
city there.
it would be awesome, or even Washington D.C.
Yeah.
or like anywhere really on like the East Coast. Like I would love to see what those numbers look like as far as their disparities go with race.
Well, let's challenge ourselves for
Yeah,
the next episode because it's Black History Month. So we're going to be talking about several things. Let's look into that. Let's actually look into those numbers because remember, we're kind of in a different space. We grew up in predominantly white areas.
right.
So our experience is going to be different. And I say that all the time. The
Yeah,
experience is going to be different. So let's check in on that and find out those numbers.
for sure.
So, yes. And did your team win that you wanted for the Super Bowl?
Oh, the Eagles, yeah, they got the dub. Big W, big W.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got something stuff in the chat. Just a key at heart said, "We are so socially programmed to be scared. It's sad. You have to work hard daily to reprogram yourself." And then it said, "Disney starts it young, even. They do the same in their movies."
Yeah, so
Nice.
the powers that be got to start changing some of those tactics so we can start to view people because a lot of the times, and now the laws in the state of Iowa are we're not able to talk about equity. We're not talking about racial equity. They're making laws and saying you can't talk about none of this stuff, which
And
then
it's
makes it hard.
and it's dangerous. It's just a dangerous game of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So I would be concerned. I
Hmm.
am concerned, but for those who aren't concerned because it doesn't affect you, it will. All these things will. So we're going to get into kind of more Black excellence to, celebrate Black History Month. So Tim, you love your sport. So I was thinking about like Black, since we're like talking about the Super Bowl. So Black athletes, like especially in football, who are some that are your heroes and that broke barriers for you because you're a sports guy?
Yeah. That broke barriers for me.
Or
I
that
mean,
you
you got to go to uh damn, I'm about to blank on his name. That's crazy. So we go back to Jesse Owens.
mm-hmm.
We go to Reggie Jackson. Man, it's been a lot. It's a lot of the old baseball or basketball, football, baseball, whatever sports they play. Randall Cunningham, even like for the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that the black the black man ain't going to ever be able to play quarterback because they're supposed to be athletes running the ball, catching the ball, tackling the ball. They can't lead the team. They can't do this. They can't do that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's been dope to see. Jalen Hurts, the black man, just won Super Bowl, got Super Bowl MVP. Um, it's so there's been a lot of people that have took that weight on them. You know what I'm saying? And then Kobe, Kobe Bean, that was the goat. You know what I'm saying? Died in a plane crash with his daughter. But
Yeah. I learned a fun fact about football. I don't be paying attention to sports. I'm trying to get better, but you know how that goes. I'm just there for the tailgating. But a fun fact, Ritz Pollard, he was the first black starting quarterback in 1920. And he actually became the first black coach.
Word.
I don't know if this is, I have to cite this resource, but it says I read like in 1933, the NFL actually banned black athletes and it was lifted in 1946.
Damn.
So an interesting fact. So in black culture, another big thing that stands out is what? Music.
Yep.
So we had an influence in jazz, blues, of course, hip hop. But the big thing that we talk about now is I want to bring up my girl Beyonce. The big controversy with her doing a country album or a
Yeah.
country influenced album. Is it really country? But country music came from us. It's a music of storytelling, and it came from Black people. The one of the instruments, the banjo,
Yep.
it's like a parent from this instrument called a lute. It does look like
Yeah, the same.
banjo. Yeah, it's in its lineage. And this came from West Africa. So the enslaved in the South, they would sing hymns and storytelling. And you have the lute, and that's where it originated from. And within that, you get genres like the blues, right? You
Right.
get jazz. And also so all that originated. And in those times where Elvis Presley in the 50s, there would be Black artists. Um, Example like Ray Charles, he sang country, he sang the blues. You had what is his name? You probably don't know.
Well, I think just in that same light, same token, I think that's where everything gets jacked up
Hmm.
because people, and I know people hate hearing about the history or what have you, but you got to remember, we weren't able to read, we weren't able to write, so we did these
Hmm.
things to like help our situation be smoother, be better as the best that we can make it.
Yes.
So we create all these things for us, and then it's taken. And then who gets the
Right.
rights of it because we don't have no voice. We're three-fifths of a man, three-fifths of a person.
Exactly. And that's where they speak about where country music was going because we weren't able to perform. We weren't able to do these things. So you're around this culture, right? You own these slaves, you're around this culture, you pick it up.
Yeah.
Also, I was thinking of Little Richard. I was thinking of Chuck Berry. They would make these songs, right? Back in the 50s, you would have Black artists make a song, but then a white artist would make the same songs.
Same songs. Yep.
Same songs. So a lot of Elvis Presley, he was from the South. So they're heavily influenced by Black culture because they're all mingled in together. And that's how he sang, how songs he had were from Black artists, how he danced, how he moved, and he became the king of rock and roll.
Uh, there's a movie. What's his name? I don't know if it's Don Staley. I feel like that's the women's coach for the South Carolina
I think
women's
it is
basketball
too.
team. But there's an old black dude, bruh. Famous musician. He had a white driver. The true story, had a white driver. People would come to see him sing, but then wouldn't invite him into the restaurant to go eat.
Yeah.
They would pay this man to see him sing on tour, but then they wouldn't let that man come in and eat. He would have to walk into the back door of his own concert that sold out, had to leave through the back door again, couldn't come through the front to hear this man sing. I'm about to look. Hold on. I think it's Don Staley, bro. I'm not tweaking.
There was we don't remember nobody's name. Remember the movie Why Do Fools Call Fall in Love?
Yep.
Um do I cannot remember what the lead singer's
Yeah, his
name
name
was.
is Don Shirley.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. A black concert pianist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of again Frankie Lyman.
Yeah.
They didn't know that he was black. They show this clip like, you know, they're on the radio, but when they saw him in person, they were like stunned. You could see the look on their faces. So just think of this type of treatment trying to maneuver through the world.
Yeah.
I
It's
I
deep.
think yeah, and I think sometimes we get like, I've heard people say, they've rather been born than hell no. The things that people had to go through,
And it's just literally off the color of your skin, jeez.
literally just that.
It's crazy.
So yes, so
Wow.
goes
Wow.
to say that we're the foundation of these genres, which
Hmm.
sometimes we don't get a lot of credit for. Um, I always notice in jazz that, have you ever been to a jazz club before?
Shit, I don't think so.
Okay. So jazz was, a lot of black musicians and stuff, but every time I've gone to something jazzy, it's been white people. So I feel like it's something that maybe our culture is kind of, in some places, I can't speak, this is just observing, maybe a form of genre that we've stepped away from. But I would like to get a little bit more educated on more of the jazz and the blues
Yeah.
and get into that. So another big thing is, and it's interesting because you just went to see. Oh yeah, hold on, this should be when we went to Nashville,
Hmm.
but I didn't see. I still saw it was mostly predominantly white musicians. Um.
Well, we went to that second part. It wasn't though.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and it was very bluesy,
Yeah.
jazzy,
Yeah.
infused. Yes,
Yeah.
I still like Nashville. I like Nashville a lot. It's very a musical place.
Hmm.
So another thing was um, black representation in film and media. Just the evolution of like just how black storytelling, and I was really heavy into black cinema when I was younger. Still now. And then we talk about like didn't we do last time a trivia on movies?
Hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So it's interesting that you went to see Captain America. And
Yeah.
so do you know, was there any, I don't know much, was there any backlash on him becoming Captain America? Did you hear anything?
No, I thought it was the dude that plays the president in the movie that turns into Red Heart. He was in an interview, and I thought his statement about it was pretty good. He's like, what do you think about Black Captain America? He's like, well, yes, Anthony Mackie is the character, and he's a black man, but he is Captain America, the Captain America, and that's what we should know about it. I was like, I thought that was pretty profound, actually,
That's pretty profound. That's pretty dope.
because I think a lot of times when we do that, man, we create separation and division. Like, no, he is Captain America. There's no Steve Rogers.
Hmm.
It's Anthony Mackie is Captain America now. So I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm happy that I went to see I went to see Wicked a few weeks back, and Cynthia Erivo, she's getting a lot of love. She did fantastic. I don't know if there was a lot of backlash. I mean, her character's green, you guys, but the thing about that movie, it hits everything, all the societal things that are going on. Basically, being singled out, treated like crap because you're green, you know,
Yeah.
and it just has a lot of good lessons to look at of what's going on now about power, about all the things,
Right.
and how people can turn on you, right? That,
Turn
that
on you
turn
with
on
a second.
her. And she wasn't the villain, so you're thinking the whole time she's the which she's actually not the villain. And you see this all the time. But yeah, I think Black representation in storytelling from our perspective is important. It's about culture. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And there's something that Denzel Washington said that I found interesting. He said, could Scorsese direct Goodfellas? Could, you know, Tarantino direct this? But it's not about race, it's about culture,
Yeah.
because Scorsese is from the Italian side.
Right.
With Black people, it's not even, it's culture. He goes, we know when the hot comb hits your head, that smell. We
Yeah.
know it. We relate to it. So it's culture. So sometimes when doing things, it's just, and we need to see that aspect. We need to see a reflection of ourselves. And I say it's actually really important to see a reflection of yourself when you're not around yourself. Living in Iowa, and I'm going to speak for just being a Black woman. I'm I did not feel attractive. I'm around blonde hair, blue eyes, and that's what people like. That's what men like. I know this is a story as old as time, but this is what you experience living around people that don't look like you. And so I now for myself, you know me, I have to have hair done, nails done. I feel like I have to look and be presented perfect as a Black woman. I have to present perfect. Hair, makeup, nails, manicured. I can't just go out in a messy bun as a
Right.
Black. That's not, and that sticks with you. Yeah. So it's great to see those representations in movies and film and just being around it. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
tough, bro.
it's tough. I mean, I bet, was it different for you because you are a Black man living in a predominantly white area?
Well, I didn't, not until like I got to college, like I didn't realize like how much it was being in like Cedar Rapids,
Like how much what was?
like just being like one of 12 Black people in my high
Mm,
school. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got to college, like everything was different. You know what I'm saying? You start to see more people that look like you. We all play sports, obviously, so you bond over that,
mm,
uh, which is also dope too. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
But yeah, I mean, we're still in Cedar Falls, Iowa, where it's all European folks.
But I guess it's there's people, other people from different backgrounds coming there because it's college, so people are from
College,
different places.
yeah, yeah,
And with that can be a hard adjustment. When I was in college, I had a roommate, and she was from Chicago. So Chicago is pretty segregated.
yeah.
So she said the only like non-Black people she ever saw, they were like a teacher. They were like something of authority. So you
Oh,
come to the school that we're at, where it's a farming community, and so it was hard for her to adjust.
well, that's when I first understood about because when white folks come from overseas, they don't like. It's crazy how we do that in the United States. Like we self-identify by like being Black and white. Like when
Hmm.
we had people on the track team from overseas, they were like, "No, I'm European."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't identify as a white male. No, I'm from here. I'm from here. I'm from here. This is what I am.
Yeah. I
I was like,
think it's just, our history here is we have a different experience
right.
of how things got set up over here. But it's interesting because people elsewhere, they're gonna identify by like their country,
Yep.
or and we're Black and white over here,
Straight up.
which technically we're American.
Yeah. but you're Black American,
Right.
white American.
Well, nobody goes around saying white American. White people are
Right.
just American.
Yeah, and then everybody else is. Yeah.
Right. Right. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to talk about another thing I just want to touch on is our fashion and our beauty trends. Have any thoughts on that, brother?
I mean, braid. You go to braids, not just like
Locks.
the locks. Yeah, the big clothes. You saw what Kendrick was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think the flair, the razzle dazzle. You know what I'm saying? You got to spice it up a little bit.
Look, we are a sharp people, but
Mhm.
it's because we had to be. You
Yeah,
back in the day, they had to get in their Sunday best.
yeah.
That's all they had, and that. Oh, I love seeing those pictures. There's somebody like I follow on TikTok, like they'll show like old pictures um of like from the 70s, the 20s, just dressed to impress black folks. We are beautiful.
Facts.
I mean, Tim, you like to dress up.
Yeah, I'm fly, bro.
You
Fly
can't
till I
help
die like a
it.
plane crash. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay, so
Hey, to all our
another
listeners
break.
out there, anybody listen to that new Drake though?
Oh Lord.
If you ain't listened to that new Drake though, listen to that new Drake though. You're
Well, let's end this with a game. Remember, we're gonna play a little trivia.
why you gonna skip over Drake, bro?
I have no issues with Drake.
Drake.
Drake. Okay.
You want me to go first?
You go first, brother.
All right, I'm gonna get you something super easy.
Okay.
All right, okay.
All right, I'm ready,
Which
brother.
which which hip hop icons Las Vegas lights dimmed in 1996?
Wait, repeat that.
Now that one actually might be a little. I'll do this one. How about this? Which smooth R&B singer tied the knot with Biggie Smalls in 1994?
Faith Evans.
Yep. Now you want me to do all five?
Yeah, we're going
All
to
right,
see how
bet.
many I get, and then I'll go after you.
All right, bet. Fill in the frosty blank. Ice blank is a rap legend.
Ice Cube.
Yep. Which Midwestern rapper dropped the country grammar hit?
Nelly.
Which
Are
artist
we?
took a huh?
Oh, Nelly. Go ahead.
Yep. Which colorful artist released the mixtape Coloring Book in 2016?
Chance the Rapper.
Ah, I swear you knew that. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you the last question.
Mm-hmm.
Which hip hop icons which hip hop icons Las Vegas lights dimmed in 1996?
Repeat that again.
Which hip hop icons Las Vegas lights dimmed in 1996?
Oh, Tupac.
Yep.
I had to like repeat that. I think like 3 times. I'm like, I'm like, okay, all right. So far, I've won. Now it's my turn. I got some questions for you, Tim. Do you know your hip hop history?
Yeah.
Okay. Which two rappers had a famous feud that culminated in a sales battle on September 11th, 2007?
What?
Which two
No, I
rappers
know. I heard the question. That's when they were selling records, bro. Selling CDs. Not in my junior year of high school.
in
Um,
2007?
mm, September 11th.
2007.
No, I know. I'm just the date. Shit. Kanye West and 50 Cent.
You looked it up, didn't you?
No, that was right though.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
no,
can't
baby.
see you. I can't see you.
Because what's
Okay.
that? That was Get Rich or Die Trying and what? Dropout? College Dropout?
No, it was Graduation
Oh,
and
Graduation.
Curtis.
Okay.
Okay. What was the name of the diss track Nas released against Jay-Z in 2001?
Oh man, I should know that shit too. That's crazy work. I should know that. That's crazy. Ether.
Yes. Okay. Oh, this one might be hard. Okay. Who rapped the 2007 hit This Is Why I'm Hot?
This is why I'm hot. I'm hot cause I'm fly. You ain't cause you not.
Huh.
Damn, what is Buddy's name? Can I get a letter? Can I buy a vowel?
Yeah, you can get a letter. You can get a
Uh,
vowel.
I should know what Buddy's name is too. That's crazy. Who was bumping Buddy too? Mims.
Tim, I feel like you looking this up.
How?
I can't see you.
That's
So on your
ugly.
phone. Okay, let me go. Um, what's another good one? We're on question 3, right?
4.
Okay, on 4. Okay. Which record label did Jay-Z help establish in the early 2000s, launching artists?
Rockefeller.
Oh, that was an easy one.
That was the easiest one so far.
I know.
You're giving me some hard ones. I gave you some super easy ones.
Oh, okay. Which West Coast rapper had a long-standing beef with 50 Cent in the mid 2000s?
West Coast rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Had a beef
West.
with 50?
Yes.
What? I didn't know 50 had beef with somebody on the West Coast. What? From how long did it last for?
I don't know.
The game?
Yeah. Tim, okay, fine. We both won. Man,
But I didn't.
yes,
The
it's
only beef
correct.
that I would think of would be like
Yeah,
Ja
it was,
Rule. That's why I was like, what?
but that's why it said West Coast rapper.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we both know our 2000s
I looked
hip
up
hop the
Mims.
best. I knew you. Okay, so you lost. I knew you was cheating. I knew you was cheating. Bree, y'all already know he's the biggest cheater around. I was willing to give you a vow.
Bro, I gave you 5 super easy ones, bro. You talking about record sales, bro? What? From 2007? What?
You said let's do 2000 hip hop. That's 2000s.
Bro, I asked
Oh,
you.
I did want to tell you this before we end this. You know what book I ended up reading? It was
What?
a long time ago. You told me to read the Will Smith book.
Yeah, it's dope, ain't it?
It's really good. It actually explains a
Everything.
lot.
Yeah.
Explains everything. So I encourage you guys to go read it. The mindset, and then being able to kind of reflect on that. I know the slap happened afterwards, but remember your healing journey is ongoing.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
never
it is.
never done.
Just don't go pop off, but
Mm-hmm.
it explains how he got there.
Yeah.
So but actually, one thing I was impressed with is the type of mentality he has and his work ethic to be who he is and to have accomplished what he's accomplished. That's the only, you have to be that.
Yeah, bro, you don't play.
Like the mindset, like, but then you realize some of it is hurting you personally.
Right.
What did he said? Feelings was like number 7 on his list
Yeah.
because you're just trying to provide, protect, and he was taking care of everyone. He's a big, and everything he did started from a young age, but I think that came from feeling like a coward when it came to his father.
Yeah, he was scary.
It was scary. So,
All right, Ken folk.
all right. Well, we did good. So, Tim,
Next
any
week I'll have my regular computer, bro, so we can be in tune.
we can be in tune. See, do you have a call of action for our viewers?
Call to action. Let's just be kind people, man. Just be a kind person, bro. Everybody's battling something we don't see. Just be nice to each other.
Thank you. I love it. I would say, you guys, my call to action is just learn about your history and your background, whatever your background may be. Learn about it. But it's Black History Month, so we gonna learn about Black history. We gonna get up in there, but have some fun with it because there's a lot of wonderful things, and we want to talk about that too.
Right.
A lot of wonderful things, and that we share with the world. So
It's a lot.
it's a lot. So if you guys enjoy the show, please like, share, and hit that notification button on YouTube. You can also listen and follow and rate the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. The links are in the About section, but I will put them in the comment section. If you're interested or you know anyone who's interested in being on the show, or you have something that you would like us to discuss, hit me up. Tim.
What? Oh, yeah.
Bougie Girl. BOOSHEGURL @gmail.com. And until next time, you guys, peace and blessings.
Hey.